Well, welcome back YouTubers and toy train fans to another Edge of Town refurbishment update. The Edge of Town layout has seen some progress the last week or so. Let me show you one of the first things I did. In a previous video, I showed you how I had glued up a couple pieces of styrofoam into an L shape. This was one of those measure once, cut twice things on purpose. Whenever I do styrofoam scenery, I deliberately cut it larger than it needs to be, fit it in place, look at it, then cut it down to suit the area it's going into. And that's what I did with this. I laid it down onto the corner of the layout, and I started cutting some more and whittling down. What you see here is only about half of the original size of those two pieces of styrofoam. I've whittled it down so much. The next steps now will be covering it with plaster or whatever and ground cover. So I did that. Next, I screwed down the track. I'm not finished yet. A couple pieces I want to screw down yet. There is not a screw in every single piece of track, just enough to hold everything in place for now. And what I did with the screws, if I could find one, it's kind of hard to see. After I screwed it in, I took a Sharpie marker and colored it black, so it blends in. So you no longer have that shiny silver screw head popping out at you. Alright, what else? Finally got around to working on the Plasticville Freight platform. Did some painting, did some detailing, which I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get that. Anyway, I did some detailing in there. It's not finished. I would say probably at the 85% mark for it being finished. Coming along just fine. What else? Okay. I haven't hooked them up yet, but I tested the two crossing gates. I just ran some wires from the gates to the track and whatnot. And I also wanted to make sure that they worked with the control tracks. You know, as the train goes by, it lowers the gates. Alright, and it does work. So, what else? Oh, yes. The layout, when it was first built, was edged all around with this molding, painted green. Well, I took the molding off of the sides and back to make way for the backdrops. I can't use the backdrop panels that I've been using now for some time, because they sat on top of the layout board, and of course that hill in the back prevents me from putting those boards up, the backdrop boards. Alrighty, what else? Oh yeah, before I forget, where's the box for that thing? Oh, you remember I talked about how this K-line rustic fence was made by Limax, and I thought I had another box around here. No, I didn't. So I had to find some more of this fencing. I couldn't find it under a K-line search, but guess what? Here you go. Limax from 2002, I believe. And they don't sell it as rustic fence, they sell it as split rail fence. Those two animals you see inside there are not included with the box. It's just the fencing. So anyway, there we have it. Got another box of fences. I'm straightening up track here. Like I said, I didn't screw down all the pieces of track, and I'll get to it. I'm getting to everything sooner or later. What are we running today? Well, it's not a set. Haven't been getting a lot of Marx pieces for a while, so I thought I'd flesh out my Marx tin litho collection, and I got a Marx Vanderbilt engine tender. I'm tired, I'm sorry. I'm doing a lot of ahs. And a bunch of 6-inch 4-wheel tin litho box cars. Let's drag this thing around here. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Commodore Vanderbilt with rivet tender. I got a Colorado and Southern refrigerator car. Chicago and Northwestern boxcar. A St. Louis Southwestern Cotton Belt route boxcar. A brown Bessemer and Lake Erie boxcar. And I did have this. That's the one thing I had. It was the venerable 556 caboose. All right, let's just watch this thing run backwards. It has a really good reverse unit, I have to tell you that. All right. This also pretty much knows only one speed, fast. Okay, well, now I know the layout is taking on more and more of a scale appearance, but it's not going to be, this is not O scale, this is O gauge, and it is my opinion that toy trains look good in just about any environment. Why? Because they're just a fun thing. Toy trains look good as floor runners. You've seen them on the carpet, on the floor, in the kitchen, the living room, the basement. They look good on toy train layouts with painted on grass and painted on roads. And they look good in a semi-scale and scale environment. Remember that Marx, even though these are tin litho outline cars and therefore caricatures, that Marx was very careful in replicating the prototype markings and detailing. So what you have is a pretty accurate representation of cars that once existed in real life, except that they're tin. I think that these cars look just as good running on a layout with all this detail as they do on a total toy layout. I enjoy working on the layout. It gives me something to do, keeps me off the streets and out of the bars. I'm not a drinker anyway, so what the heck. And so there, yeah, they're just fun things. So, okay, there we have it. Our Marx Commodore Vanderbilt engine tender, 6-inch, 4-wheel Marx tin litho boxcar train running on the latest refurbishment efforts of the Edge of Town layout. Hit like, subscribe, and thank you for watching. Tschüss, ciao, auf Wiedersehen, adieu, bye y'all.